After a long consolidation over the weekend where price usually just goes sideways, Bitcoin is now getting a small little dump here to the downside. In today's video, I'll analyze where are the highest probable bouncing areas, can we go and claim the local high again, and potentially if we do fall harder here to the downside, where is that high probable bouncing zone that I'm keeping an eye on. Also remember, down in the description of this video, you still qualify for that 10% cash back on Bluffin. When you go down in the description of this video under exchanges, you will see that I've got Bluffin with a 10% cashback. By depositing money, you get 10% cashback on the initial money that you deposit. Also, by using Bybit, this link to sign up, you will qualify for that $500 USDT airdrop position that you can go and trade on any of your favorite altcoins in this list. Also, the World Series of Trading is starting tomorrow, and as soon as we get that link, I will share it so we can go and form that team and start trading together. Let's go and analyze the price of Bitcoin together. Looking at the price of Bitcoin here on the 8-hour time frame, okay, when in doubt, zoom out. So what I can see here on the 8-hour time frame is that we have now lost this momentum line here to the upside. And you can see, from a shorting perspective, you have your momentum line. You wait for the breakdown and perhaps in the retest for continuation here to the downside. So the high probable bouncing areas that I am watching here, you can see we formed the local top at $66,482. And we've just had this massive explosion here to the upside without a deeper correction, okay? So this could potentially be the time, right? We have now lost momentum here to the downside. So the two high probable bouncing areas that I do see here at the moment is at the 50% FIP level, okay, at $62,826, which also has confluence with this point of control of the entire range that we've been trading in. You can see this is also where the highest volume node is at exactly $63,081, okay, give or take depending on which exchange you trade. So if price continues here to the downside, this is potentially the bouncing area that I see, and a little bit further down at the 0.618 at round about $62,000 is where we have that massive liquidity pool over here just underneath these lows over here. So perhaps if the market makers still want to protect this liquidity pool, I would expect a bounce here at that point of control that I've just highlighted at the 50% FIP level. And potentially what will play out over here is that you tap the level, the 50% FIP level, you get acceptance back above, right? And then you go and retest the scene of the crime, because usually what happens is when you lose trend, it's quite common to go and retest the trend, okay, the scene of the crime, and then continue the momentum here to the downside. But what is key over here for the bulls to still stay in control is that this needs to be a three-wave corrective structure. And the deepest retracement that I will be keeping an eye over here is by the value area low of March inside of this entire consolidation area that we formed since March. Okay, if we are now going to get a little bit of a cool off here on the price of Bitcoin, what you would like to see is we either bounce here by the 50% FIB level, or we go and grab all of that liquidity, we bounce back up, we make a lower high compared to this local high over here, and then we continue the momentum here to the downside. And for the bulls to stay in control, you want to see this area hold as the maximum target. Also, when I take a fib extension from this low over here to the local high that we've made at $66,482, you can see that we also have, okay, let me just clean it up here a little bit. We also have the 0.5, okay, 50% fib level at $59,500, give or take, which is also this little pivot that I will be keeping an eye on. Okay, if price makes a three-wave structure here to the downside and we get acceptance back above this pivot, okay, perhaps even potentially tapping this value area low of March, okay, that could be a trigger for more momentum here to the upside to go and claim this high once again at $66,500, give or take. The deepest retracement that I will keep an eye over here is the 0.618 level, but this needs to be fast price action. If price makes a three-way structure here to the downside, it taps the 0.618 at $57,800. I want to see price recover very quickly outside or back inside the value area range, because we all know the probabilities. You get acceptance back inside the range, you increase the probability of coming to tap the top. And for price to still have a probability to come and tap the top here at $70,000, you want us to stay inside of this range, even if we have now a deeper retracement to the downside. Okay, so if we form that three-wave structure here to the downside, I'm looking at this area for potential long back to the upside to go and tap $70,000. Also, just to show everyone this liquidity pool over here, okay, at $62,000, when I go to the liquidity heat map, you can see, okay, around about that $62,000 area, $62,500, $62,000 area, we have massive liquidity pool over there. And then when I translate this back into the price of Bitcoin and I take a Fibonacci from this pivot low to the high over there, you can see that we have that 50% fib level, okay, in confluence with that $62,000 area where we could potentially drop down here, grab the liquidity and bounce here to the upside. And there's definitely the potential for this bounce here to the upside to go and claim the highs once again. Okay, nothing is ever guaranteed in the market, but we could also be forming that three-wave structure here to the downside that I've just highlighted. If price does find the strength to smash through this high over here, the possible rejection area that I'm still keeping an eye on, looking at this entire structure here to the upside, it still looks incredibly like a three-wave structure. So when I take a fib from the low to the high over here, to the low, where this is basically the three-wave structure that I'm referring to, the three-wave structure, okay? So just want to reverse this fib back to the upside, and you can see this is now currently where we're topping out. Okay, let me just take this fib out the way, clean it up a little bit. So we're topping out inside a three-wave structure target zone, okay, between the 1-to-1 extension and the 1.236 at $67,400. So there's definitely the potential to make a three-wave structure here to the downside, forming a lower high over there. But if we do find strength, dip into the liquidity pool and shoot here to the upside, I'm still looking at the $67,411 area over here, which is also a three-wave structure target. And perhaps once we've hit this target over here, we could still form that three-wave structure back to the downside, where basically I'll be looking at the same levels that I've just highlighted on the 8-hour time frame. If you'd like more detailed trading setups that we're looking at on a daily basis, which I provide inside our Legends Discord community, it's the first link down in the description. Hope to see you inside. Smash up the like for the alpha, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and until the next one, cheers for now.